There we go. That was awesome. Thank you for that, Rick. That's actually great work. That's awesome.
Really nice.
Very nice. It is Joe Zone, Sunday night, 7 o'clock. Hopefully a bunch of you are here. We're going to do a special night tonight. Considering
wait, do you know this is Joe Zone number 7?
Joe Zone number 7. I see that up in that left-hand corner now. That's pretty awesome.
Lucky number 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nice.
And do we have a treat for everybody?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's hopefully the beginning of an ongoing thing. I will say periodically. I don't think we'll see it this week because scheduling just won't allow it. But no, wow, there's some feedback for you.
That was me. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure it's not me. Anyways, a bunch of us were at Toylanta yesterday, and I have to be honest with you, some of us got some pictures, some of us got some short videos, but I don't think many of them were worth posting because it was an absolute mob. If you wanted to watch 30 seconds of the sides of people's heads going back and forth, that would have been about it, really. So what we decided to do, is anybody in there yet, Rick? Yay, nay, unsure. We asked a couple of the other guys that were there to join us tonight, and we'll make some more. We'll end up looking like Hollywood Squares here in a minute, but we'll see if we can get a couple more guys in here. And the Brady Bunch, that's actually a better one, isn't it? To talk about some of the stuff that went on yesterday and some of the stuff that we got. Anybody popping in yet, Rick?
Nope.
Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? While I'm waiting for that, I wanted to share this with you guys. This guy, and I think Rick will really appreciate this because this guy is he's a toy photographer, but what he started doing is he started making these poster / checklists by year for not just G.I. Joe. I'm going to try desperately to get rid of that glare. But this is 82, and it's all the figures, all the vehicles, everything. Everything you see there is a photograph of a toy from his own collection. Plus, down here at the bottom, you get that, the cool checklist type setup. And these are super high quality. There's a size larger than these too.
Yeah.
That's the 82s. This is 83. Basically the same thing, other than because this is the 83 toys in the figures from 83. He has those two. You help me guys if I miss anything. He has Python Patrol and he has Tiger Force that are done. He's working on finishing his Defiant, so there will be an 87 line at some point in time. He has a flag, so we know he'll be doing 85 at some point in time. He does a ton of other toy lines. Superpowers, Star Wars, G.I. Joe. You guys might help me on this one here. Can you see that? Maybe that's Dungeons and Dragons.
I can't tell. Can you get a little closer to the camera?
I can try. And without the glare. Yeah, it's this cardstock is terrible because it's just kind of washing it out.
Yeah, I can't tell.
Is it mask?
He had mask. He had
No, it's definitely medieval looking. It's kind of
Oh,
maybe
okay.
it is. It's something medieval. I'm really not sure.
maybe Dungeons and Dragons. I
It
think
may
he did
be.
have one. I know he had Rambo and the Freedom Force. He had
He's got the Turtles, Karate
Yeah.
Kid, 12-inch Joes, that Freedom Force. He had a ton of lines there that he's done this for. So it's
Masters of the Universe. He had Masters of the Universe.
he did. He had Masters of the Universe. Yep. It's Retro Toy Quest. We paid $10 a piece for these posters, which is fantastic. The bigger ones, the poster size ones, were $20, but the guy does great work, and he's working on more. Super nice guy. So if you want something like that for wall art and decorations, think about it, because it's not just Joe's that he's doing. So it's retrotoyquest.com, and we'll make sure something gets put in the description.
Yeah.
And there is Jared, and there is Phil. So go ahead, Joe.
I was going to say I talked to his wife, and she said he sets that up in his basement.
Yeah.
He sets the whole scene up. Says it takes him quite a while to set it all up and to photograph it. And he does all the pictures himself, sets it all up, and does that. So it's, pretty good. It's a pretty good job. And the best I could tell, like each one, like Masters Universe, it's like the first wave. The first he does. Yeah. It looks like he's doing them by waves.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. And I want to say, I think on the Rambo, because there was really only like 2 series, like the first wave, and then the second wave was like 5 figures that were extremely rare because it kind of got canceled. But I think, if I remember right, he had one for the first wave and the second wave on the Rambo.
He had a ton of lines there. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, they were real good.
I'll tell you, I don't know if you can see him or not. Right up here, I'm sorry, this backward stuff is killer. You see that he's got the gliders, Joe and the Cobra gliders. I was talking to him about that, and I said, how in the heck did you actually manage to get the courage up to mess with those?
Yeah.
And he said, believe it or not, those are actual pictures of the gliders, but they were taken at Toylanta last year, I think it was, he said. They were in a frame, in a glass frame. The owner of them let him take pictures of them in the frames, and he photoshopped them onto this. But other than that, everything else is in hand on all of his pictures. But those gliders, because they are so rare and so brittle, they were photoshopped in. But still, you can't tell. Looking at them, you cannot tell that those are photoshopped in here. It's great work. Again, that Retro Toy Quest. It's awesome stuff. You'd appreciate him, Rick, because the quality of the photography is really high. So, yeah, fantastic work. And
check out his page.
Yeah, check it out, because it's really good stuff. So, and he's a super humble, super nice guy. I swear he just talked to anybody that wanted to for the whole day about what he was doing. He's actually excited about it, which was pretty cool. So,
and I bet he thanked me about 10 times for buying them.
Oh, big time.
I walked away, yeah.
Yep, same here. So, absolutely. Yeah, very super nice guy.
You can tell he enjoyed his work because he was humble about it.
Right.
He was very humble about it.
Right. The Toy Miser, his post, it's awesome stuff. It was really awesome stuff. So we got Jared Humphreys with us, who is there, and he's got his shirt on tonight. Nice job. Mine, man, I got to tell you guys, this fat old man was sweating like a hog yesterday. I ain't wearing it.
With Phillip, man. Whew.
No, I'd melt the foam off this microphone if I was wearing it right now. And Boba Phil, there we go. They were both with us, and what we're going to do is just let's. I'll open up the floor to you guys. Let's swap some stories that you want to share, or things that you might have picked up yesterday, or steal of the week. There was a steal yesterday, and we all stood there staring at each other, and we let it sail right on by. But
flag just a flipping in the wind.
Yep. So, anyways, I'll open it up to you guys, and what you got? What'd you find? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I'll tell you the steal of the day was a $500 flag, and it was pretty well. It was close to complete. I mean, it was missing some parts, but it looked good.
Does anybody know exactly how many pieces are in a flag, or how many come in the box? The original flag. How many pieces are in the original box? I mean, how many? I mean, y'all probably have done the research and everything, but I'm just curious. I mean, like, how many pieces are there to have a complete flag?
There are quite a few.
Oh yeah, I get that. But
What do you think? 30, 35, 40, 35 and 40 pieces?
Because here, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, there's probably 200 pieces that go to.
Oh no, wasn't that many?
So
not
huge.
quite, but you see mine, and I was out there this afternoon counting how many pieces I'm still missing, and it's like 22 pieces that I'm still missing.
Okay.
For mine, and I would say mine's probably, I don't know. What do you think, Shane? It's probably.
So probably 85%, maybe
85%,
80, somewhere around there.
You bet. It's got the biggest thing, and what was such a deal about that the $500, just the big parts were worth the $500. But if you buy them, you're going to spend $500 on just them and getting them shipped to you.
Yeah.
And it did have. I remember seeing the radar dish, and it was broke.
Yep.
You had to replace the radar dish. I'm sure the Y pins were probably missing, and there were some other things, but I do remember seeing the rope. It did have the. It had the tow vehicle, the yellow tow vehicle with a seat. The seat was on it. It was missing the toe, which is usually pretty hard to find. Yep. But the seat's also a good piece, because it's usually sells $30, $40 for just a seat if you find it.
Yep.
So it did have some of them, but I mean easily it was worth $500 just to get the big part. Because once you get the big pieces, you can complete it by a piece at a time here and there,
According to the pit, it had 150 pieces.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that many. I'm doing better than I thought. I'm only down about 10 pieces on mine.
I was thinking, I mean, it's got to be at least 100 at least. I mean,
if you start counting the Y pins and everything else, then I suppose.
And the deck clips.
Yeah.
Those deck clips are usually.
Well, you got 4 pieces just to the deck itself.
Right. Then the elevator.
The superstructure's got 1, 2, 3.
Did he have the piece you needed,
4.
Dave?
The big one that I'm missing is the largest section of the deck. Believe it or not, I'm only down about 10 pieces on my flag, but I am missing the largest piece of the deck.
Okay.
I have everything else. Even if some of it's broken, but I still have it.
Did he have the one you needed, though?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the hard thing. I can buy that deck piece for $150, $200 and, $100 plus to ship it. So, I mean, if I had bit.
That's a list.
Oh, okay.
Every piece. Cool. Of course, they count every missile as an individual piece.
Oh, well, that's true too, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking like every piece that goes to this set.
Yeah, that's a list of every stinking piece.
Because if you're going to be a completist, you might as well. You're going to get it. Get every piece that goes with it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, which room was the $500 flag in? He was down.
Over to the right,
the other end of the hotel. Not when you come through to the entrance. If you'd have banged a right and gone past the restaurant, down to the end, and then made a left, he was down in one of those rooms. But it was sitting on the floor in a tote. It wasn't there in the morning the first time I went through there, and he had it marked at $700.
Yeah.
And we were standing there talking about it, and the guy said, because I went over and I bought a bridge layer off him for $11, and he said, if you want that flag, I'll sell it to you for $500. And that kicked off the whole discussion about,
that same person that had they had some Star Wars stuff, that back table too, I think, didn't they? That's the same. That's the people I bought the 2 Tauntauns from.
Yeah.
I got both of them for I think $15 if I remember right.
The one thing that would stick out the most, I think, for anybody is he had the large new Millennium Falcon, the 3 3/4
Legacy, the Legacy.
That I think that would give you a good landmark as to which dealer we're talking about. Big, heavy guy.
He also had a Terradrome too.
He did have a Terradrome in the corner. Yep.
Over there in that corner of his table.
Yep. So
But it
He,
looked like
he was the guy right across from the Star Wars display. The
the
Yes.
diorama, yeah.
Yep.
the diorama.
Yeah. The guy that did the diorama.
Yeah.
That guy does some cool work. He's done one every year we've gone to I've gone to Toylanta. You know, he's done several dioramas, but they've been Star Wars related. He did the indoor one. He did the pod race from Phantom Menace, and then he did the Attack on Naboo this time around. So
Yeah, it was
that
very
was
cool.
really cool. Yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, that was
I
that
guarantee
was
you,
a steal.
pulled out
that kinda
400, the guy would have took it.
He would have taken if you'd have had $400. He'd have taken it.
We
I
should have
just don't
chipped in. We should have chipped in $75 a piece and just bought it.
Yeah, but then you're gonna, we're gonna all hate each other because none of us get to keep.
See how fast that'll break friendships up, right?
Oh yeah, no.
I hate all y'all already, so it was no different.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think Rick's sporting the same mustache or facial hair that Jared's got.
Yeah.
Looking at his picture, he's got the same facial hair Jared's got.
That was yeah, I'll agree with Shane. That was my biggest pass of the day. And
It was
if I'd have
very
been in
hard
a
for me to
position,
walk away.
yeah, I agree with that. If
Been
I'd have been in a
wanting one
position,
and
I'd have
not
stepped
having
up.
one yet.
Yep.
Like I said, I've been kicking myself all day and all the way home. My bus-
Yeah, but I'll bet if we make it to Joe Fest in June, I bet that guy's going to be there, and I bet that flag will be in tow because there was one other flag there that had the box.
Mhm.
This one was complete and it was in the box, but he had no price on it, and I didn't even bother asking because my wife said, "How much? How much do you think that actually is?" And I said, "At least $3,000."
With the box, I'd say 5.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's in that window. So, and no Defiance. I didn't even see any Defiant pieces there, which was kind of weird.
There was one at Second Chance.
Yeah, we saw one at
Yeah,
second.
he had one.
Yeah, I didn't make it
He
there.
had one at Second Chance. Yeah, he had a Defiant, and it was sitting up on. He had it sitting up on 2x4s, pieces of 2x4s to hold up the, the base.
Yes, right.
And,
Yeah, because the wheels won't hold it for long.
Yeah. So, but he had it set up, and he had the whole shuttle was leaning like it was getting ready to take off.
Yep.
But yeah, he had it up on top shelf.
He just showing it off, or is he selling it?
I guess he's selling it.
It's for
Yeah.
sale.
I
think it
didn't
was,
see how much he wanted for it, but he had it for sale.
3,100.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
I was thinking 46. Maybe it was.
Hey,
Not.
man,
It's just getting
Good
worse.
Lord.
I can't remember. I
That's fair
seen so many prices. I don't know.
Yeah,
They did
well,
have a carrier drum also there at Second Chance, and it was pretty expensive also. But it
Yeah.
was 100% complete.
Right.
I did find my file card for Rock and Roll at Second Chance.
I see that. Nice. Very nice.
Did find the file card.
What'd you get?
He forgot my instructions for the Thunder Machine. I bought a Thunder Machine at Second Chance, complete, and he forgot to put my instructions in the bag. So they're holding on to my instructions. So if one of y'all gets over there before I do,
Oh,
like John or somebody, tell him to pick up my instructions.
well, I'll tell you, I bought, I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to tell you who it was from. Yeah, I bought a Thunderclap, and I asked him specifically, any breaks, nothing missing. No, everything's fine, everything's good. The one that was on display was the one that I thought I was getting. It turns out that is not the one that I got. It was put in bags and it was handed to me and handed to my wife, and I didn't really pay much attention until afterwards. She said that wasn't the same one. So when I got home, I'm thinking, crap, what did I get into now, right? Well, guess what? It was not complete. The turret mounts were missing, and the rear gun for the roof of the what we'd call a pusher in my old industry, the tractor that brings up the rear of the unit, the top turret is missing. It wasn't that big a deal because, to tell you the honest truth, I got a really good deal on it. And I emailed him. I sent him a message last night and said those turrets were missing. The turret mounts were missing. And he said, well, I know I still have them. I'll hang on to them. I said, but I'm 2.5 hours away. I'm not coming back in your direction.
Yeah.
So, I found a set of them for $5 off eBay, so it wasn't that big a deal. You know, you guys understand what I'm saying. But then powering around today, realizing that top turret was missing, that kind of ticked me off a little bit. So I will message him again and just say, bud, that bait and swap crap, that ain't gonna cut it. And I guarantee you this guy will be at Joe Fest. So I'll have a word or two with him when I see him there, because I'm not particularly happy. Again, I can buy that top turret for $3. That's not the point anymore, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's really not the point anymore.
It's the principle of the thing.
It is. You say mint and complete. Mint and complete is mint and complete.
Yeah, that means that everything better be there.
Right. Missing 3 pieces is not mint and complete. And again, sliding somebody a unit that is not the one on display, that's not kosher either. That shouldn't be happening. So
that's not the demo model sitting in there. That's the one I want. I mean,
exactly.
Like a demo model, and then he pulls one from the back saying, here you go, this is it right here.
Exactly. Now, the good news is the vendor right directly across for him, and those of you that are paying attention, you'll know who I'm talking about here in a minute. John told me that guy was from Ohio. Remember the vendor we're talking about on the back wall? Well, just on the other side, the inboard side of the aisle is who I bought that thunderclap from. And I know you guys know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
So I will try desperately to give all of my money to anybody else but that guy.
The guy from Ohio, he was straight up.
Yeah, it's straight up. And
he had great
John vouched for him.
John vouched for him.
Yeah.
And
I bought a ton of my vintage stuff from him over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, I got back in 2016 that you remember the battle wagon with the motorized missile launcher and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Got 2 of them from him, mint condition, complete for $15 a piece.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
I mean, he get, and if he's got it, it's complete. He doesn't sell. He doesn't bring anything to the shows. It's not complete and sell. If it's there, it's complete.
Yep. So I will. We'll have some private discussion amongst ourselves in a day or 2 or 3, and we'll figure out if we're going to say anything about that vendor. I want to be fair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see what he does about it.
Yeah, and then
we'll
go from there.
He can ship you those parts.
Right. So.
I mean, those parts wouldn't cost him $15 to get to you.
No. So we'll see. Until then, to be continued. Hey, Jared, you haven't been on here before. Having fun yet?
I'm just enjoying the conversation. So,
you were there for 2 days or 3 days?
I was there Friday through today, so I didn't stay all day today. I only made a couple of walk arounds and left about maybe 1 o'clock. So
yeah, cool.
But
I had a deal at the end there.
I didn't really do anything today. I did pick up a Kenner Superpower Superman that was in pretty good shape. Very little, if any, paint wear for like $15.
Oh, nice.
I don't collect that line. I've always liked that figure for some reason. And it works, and it's got a good cape with the logo on the back, which is very rare. Find one with the logo on the back.
Yes.
And it has a little bit of a black stain on the back of the cape, but I'm not going to try to fool with it. I could probably get it clean, but I don't want to mess that logo up on the back. Right. So
yeah.
But I did come across Saturday, and a lot of that has to do with some of that repeat business, I guess, with several of the dealers. I'll actually show you if you can see. I picked up this figure. Very well, but it's the black and blue version of the 93 payload carded.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
What they call the neon years, and that particular figure carded sells online for about anywhere between $100 to $120. And I was able to get it almost at half price yesterday. So I picked up a couple of carded vintage Joes, but one of the things that I got the most, I guess one of the things I got the most comments on, because I had sent some messages to folks, was this little deal right here. I don't know you guys have seen it. try to get this in the light where you can see. But anyway, it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Boba Bat.
Oh,
The
Boba
Boba
Bat,
Bat. Yeah.
Boba
I
Bat
kind of wish
from
I'd
Black
got one
Major.
now.
Yeah, so that I got that from the Guru Planet booth. It's just a really neat kind of crossover. I told myself a long time ago I'd never buy any customs, but I bought knockoff. And so, but I was able to pick up a few figures from what that I needed to work on trying to complete that 82 to 94 line.
Mhm.
Not nothing major. I'll wait for Joe Fest to pick up what I really need, the more expensive ones. But the guy that you was talking about that has the big wall space over across the side, I think that might be the toy department that maybe Joe's talking about. His name's Brian. I've known him for years. That has all the complete figures and stuff like that, and that's where I got most of those figures from that booth. I saw a lot of neat stuff that you don't normally get to see at different times, but there's been times past where I've really been overwhelmed with all the different lines. I saw so many different lines that you hardly ever see even online, and that was really neat to see some of those. I've seen a lot of Dino Riders. Somebody had even a Sectars, the Hive play set that was about 99% complete. So those don't come up very often either. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was some cool stuff there. I didn't really buy just a ton while I was there. Just mainly a few complete figures. And that was about it. But I did pick up the Serpentor classified figure.
Nice.
Because like a bonehead, I did not get in on the early stuff because I wasn't paying attention. So, but I did pick up that. Paid a little bit more than what probably you guys paid for it, but I was happy nonetheless just to get it. So, but,
I wish I'd known,
yeah, it's a pretty good
I brought
show.
a sealed one with me. It was in the vehicle. I brought it for trade. If I'd known you needed one, I definitely would have let you have it.
Well, I've tried to stay on top of ordering figures and stuff, but when you got so many pre-orders, it's just hard to keep up with them, and you don't never know really when you're gonna get them. So, but I would have definitely pre-ordered that one because I knew it was going to sell out multiple times. I think they had it listed again this weekend, but on Pulse, but I was too busy. So, yeah, I had a good time though. It's a good show. Always good running and seeing people.
There's a lot of people. It was. I wish Wendy was saying, and she's real skittish around big crowds and things, and it'd be nice if it had a big open area where everybody could just, be up against the walls and then just have an open area in the middle. That way people could just, be able to get around or whatever.
When we got there, we got there and right at the door at like 10:05 Atlanta time. So it was right when I got to tell you guys, it was an absolute zoo in there. We couldn't move around.
Yeah.
Just we lost the boy 5 or 6 times, and only half of those times that was on purpose. I mean,
you need one of those leashes that pull, that goes, runs out. You can follow it around.
No, I'd spend all my time yanking way too hard on it, and then I'd get in trouble. So we're not doing any of that.
Well, I will tell you guys that venue there is where they actually have Toylanta moved to, and if I'm not mistaken, that's where Joe Fest is going to be, not this year, but next year.
Right.
It's rumored to be going there. And honestly, I don't know how they're going to wing it with Joe Fest and all the people, the vendors, the guests. It's not going to be a very good venue to have Joe Fest. I actually like the venue they have at Augusta pretty well. It's very spacious. The host hotel is big. They do handle the flow of traffic pretty well, even though it is fairly crowded in the vendor room. But they have big panel rooms that you can go attend the panels, and there is no side rooms. All the vendors are in one big main hall. So
That'd be
Yeah,
better.
that location it's kind of hard to get in and out of, and it's very confined and spread out too.
Yeah, those side rooms were too much for me. I had to stand in the corner in one of them because
You couldn't move around. You
bouncing
couldn't
off
look at nothing either because the
Yeah.
people in the way.
And I'll say this: it was better than the where they had it the last 3 years after they moved from the original spot. That other hotel, it was nothing but a bunch of small rooms, and they had it downstairs, and it was just which I don't know. I don't know all the issues with it, but Atlanta, as big as it is in the outskirts, surely they could find a venue that had a large room. I mean,
Yeah.
the Huntsville Toy and Rocket show that they put on last fall, they had a big single room with everybody in it. That would where you got wide aisles. I mean, when they had the JoeCon there in 2007, they had it. Of course, it was right there in the middle of downtown Atlanta, in one of the Hilton Garden Inn, one of those big hotels, and they had a huge like a conference or the convention room in the hotel. And it was, the JoeCons were always in a venue that had just one big room with and to me that's the best because then you spread out some. You're not cramped in there. You're not walking all over everybody. And maybe it's the funding, maybe it's more limited because Fun Publications did have license with Transformers and G.I. Joe and all that, so they probably were a little more higher end. They probably brought a lot more income in than what these shows do. So I don't know. It seems to me like there should be a convention center or something around there that they could get.
I think having it in the hotel, they may get a discount on renting the space because they're pretty much guaranteed people to stay in the hotel.
Right, and I'm sure they do.
The hotel's probably cutting them a deal on renting the conference rooms and whatnot.
If I was a vendor, I'd almost be tempted to have a small table down in the main, down in the, in the vendor area, and then have a little sign that says, for more stuff, come up to my room later. And, I got, I'll show you everything else I've got.
It's a good way to have the cops come visit you.
Well, Friday night, they do that on Friday night.
I mean, if you're lonely and you like guys in uniform, hey.
But yeah, like I said on Friday night, contraband trading. That's what that is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what that is. Yeah. And they do a lobby swap too. Usually, I don't know if they did one this year or not.
Hey, John, I got your.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the Jeep's the only one I ever saw in the stores. I never saw the tank or the Stinger.
Cobra Commander comes with the Stinger, and I didn't see it, but I found this one, so I picked that one up for you.
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
Found it at a tower.
Have any of you all been to the Great Ohio Toy Show? It was this weekend. I heard that too. I have not. No, I have not ever been to that one. John, you must have been, huh?
No, not that one.
No, really? Wow. So no.
I don't travel that far north unless I have to.
I don't blame you. It's not that much further than Kentucky, but it is Ohio, so
yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's all kinds. They actually moved PowerCon to Ohio last year. PowerCon had always been in Anaheim, California.
Yeah,
but I don't think Mattel had any backing in it whatsoever. They didn't have any convention figures or anything. So I think they just kind of moved it and just called it PowerCon, but technically it's just another toy show.
Yeah, right.
What way it sounds, but I did pick up a really cool decal for my.
Oh yeah.
How about that? Yeah.
I got to find mine. It's in the back of the car somewhere.
No, that's actually pretty good. Our local comic book store, they're moving, and they don't want to carry anything with them, so they're practically giving stuff away.
Oh yeah.
And so Friday before we met Shane, I stopped in there. I picked up a couple of omnibuses. I got a She-Hulk and one for the 1980s theme series, all 36 issues. I run off and left it laying on the counter down there, so I had to call them. They put it up for me, but hardback, the omnibuses were like 75% off.
75% off, yeah.
So it's $100. So I got it for $25.
Oh no way! When are they moving? I'm not going to make it there in the next week anyway, so don't matter.
They're moving. I think Friday will be. They're shutting it down Friday and moving. But and then they had trade paperbacks, which they had Volume 3 and Volume 4 of the Transformers UK, Classic UK.
Cool.
Which I don't really know nothing about them. I mean, they're Marvel comics that were put out, but they were put out in the United Kingdom.
They speak British, right?
Yeah, they
Was
speak.
that?
British.
They speak British, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know when they fight all the Autobots and Decepticons, when they fight and shoot their guns, they have their pinkies out.
Oh yeah.
But
Good time for tea.
another one of my favorites, Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham.
There you go.
But trade paperbacks, $5. Hardcovers, $10. No matter what the original price was. So yeah, I loaded up there a little bit, and then of course I got my Frosta.
Yeah, she is.
That Dave had been holding for me for about 2 months.
Yeah, she thawed out multiple times in the truck.
Yeah, and you know what? I got the classics, the Master Universe classics, but I really kind of like this one better because she's white. The classics is kind of like a maybe a almost grayish white.
Yeah.
On the highlights, kind of odd, but I really kind of like this one better, honestly.
We talked about quality control issues here.
Mm-hmm.
There were 3 of those at the Target when I found her. She was the only one that was not all screwed up. The other 2 had terrible paint apps.
Wow.
So lucked out that way.
From the one booth we were talking about that, like I said, I usually buy from, he had a whole box full of the little motorized. You remember the motorized vehicles from 87 and 88?
Yep.
You wind them up and then turn them on and put the figure in there. So I got, let's see, 2, 4, 6. I got 7. He had them in there $5, $6 a piece, but he let me have them all for $5. So I got that, the Gatling gun, the drill. This one was from 98, some kind of little sled. And I got to look, and I had no idea. This is not even, I got 7 of them. There's about 8, I think 19 of them all together.
Holy cow.
I didn't even realize there were that many. I did find, and I was actually looking at these on eBay this past week because Shane was talking about the Impel cards. Well, I don't know if you guys remember back in 1985 or 86, Milton Bradley did a series of cards that looked like the card art. I don't know if you can really see it.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
And I picked up a Baroness. She was going for like $20 on eBay, and he had it for $15. That was the only one he had too.
Yep.
She's card number 100. There was 196 cards in this set.
That was meant to be yours.
Yeah. I got some of these somewhere. I just got to find them. I know I got one with blowtorch. So they come in an 8-pack on a card with a bubble. So I know I got at least 8 of them because I bought a pack, and I remember blowtorch was on the one on the front. And I've got them somewhere. I just hadn't found them yet. But yeah, that'd be a start of a long collection there, I guess. The other thing the only other thing I really picked up at Toylanta, other than the photos like you guys got from the toy museum, was the and I'd look because a guy had one of the 2 figures I need to complete my Secret Wars set. He had the Hobgoblin. I think he was 125 for it, I believe. It was actually pretty good. It was complete. It was in mint condition. I'm missing that one. I'm missing Daredevil. I'm trying to find a Daredevil that don't have the degraded face because they were bad about the paint would degrade over time.
Mm-hmm.
But I looked at that and I thought, well, if I don't find anything else, I might have to come back and get that Hobgoblin. Kind of wished I had got it, but I'm happy with what I did get because right across from the guy that had the flag actually is where I got this one from. He had it for $65, but he let me have it for $55. And that was one of the Captain Power. This is the Phantom Striker. I have the what is it, XR or XT7 Power Jet. As you can see it, Leslie, right there.
Yep.
So I have the Power Jet, and I have this thing right here, whatever, I can't remember what it's called. It's a throne. So the only thing really I'm missing, because I think I've got all the figures. I'm just missing this Energizer thing right here.
Cool.
So hopefully I can find it. But I was surprised. I mean, it's in the box and the thing's in beautiful condition. See if I can pull it out here without tearing it up. Y'all know my luck with pulling out stuff and losing missiles and things.
Hey, just make sure you don't get it on 2 wheels.
Let's don't talk about knocking Jess over.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I don't know if you can tell, the thing looks like it's brand new. I don't think it's ever been pulled out of the box other than just, I think they pulled it out and applied the stickers to it.
Right.
And even the stickers look brand new on it.
Yeah.
And it's even still got the sticker sheet in there with it.
Wow.
So that I was excited about that. Now I just got to find the VCR and some of the videotape so I can actually, because these things interacted with it had the sensors.
Right.
I still don't know how they work, but somehow they would interact with the TV show when it aired on Saturday mornings, and then you could get it on VHS tape for later. And
Kids today, like, what's a VCR?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, for you people watching that don't know, VCR is what we had way back before DVDs. DVDs are the round flat things we had before we had downloading, streaming, and all. So just in case you don't know that. But those are the things I picked up at Toylanta. Like I said, we went to Second Chance Toys, and I picked up a complete road pig.
Nice.
He's one of the few dreadnoks that I was missing from the vintage set. He had cracked elbows. I told him, I said, I ain't worried about that. I don't really. Oops. Now he's got something else cracked. But anyway, I don't know what that was. That was his crossbow, I think I dropped. But I mean, other than that, he's in beautiful shape. He's mint condition, other than just a little crack on it. Actually, I really don't see the crack he was even talking about. But anyway, I think I picked up a Miss Piggy Muppet for Nancy and a Ninja Turtle foot soldier for Marshall while I was there too.
There you go.
I told him I'd bring him something back. That was really all I picked up there. And and for my last thing, at the comic book store, I did manage to grab one of the new Baroness statues that come out. He had them 50% off, so I got it for $30, and he still got Destro and the Profiteering Destro.
Pimp Daddy.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I mean, they're the PVC gallery statues. They go for $60, but I picked it up for $30 because they're moving so.
Sure.
But,
Is that the Diamond Select ones?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are pretty good. Those are pretty good quality.
Not my usual kind of pickups for a toy show, but like I said, I was kind of on a tight budget this year and trying to keep it under a certain amount of money that I promised Nancy, and I actually come out and still had $15 left. So
Nice.
I done pretty good.
Nice.
I don't count what I spent at the comic book store though. That wasn't part of the toy show. That was the day before.
That's a different day or different. That was a different time.
Right. Those are incidentals.
But
collateral damage.
while we're talking, and I showed what I picked up. Now I just want to mention a few things that I saw at the show that I thought was interesting. One of them was a guy had a set. There were nine carded figures all together of Land of the Lost. I don't know if you guys remember the old show Land of the Lost.
Yeah.
And I didn't even remember making action figures of it. He had 9 of them. 8 of them was from the first wave. The 9th one was from the second wave, and he was telling me that he wasn't even sure if they even made all the figures that was on back of the card for the second wave because I guess it got canceled. But they had a few of them out, and he was only wanting $160 for all 9 carded figures.
Wow. Who made them? Remco or one of them companies?
I can't even remember.
Yeah.
I looked. I didn't even pay
It was
attention
probably
to it.
one of those companies that didn't last that long. And
I loved that show as a kid. Oh man.
I
But
remember watching it. Yeah.
it was something unique. I thought, and if I'd had the extra money, I probably would have picked them up just because it's something you don't see.
Right.
That show
Especially
kind
with
of was
that
like
sleeve stack.
that show was kind of mixed between live action and animation, kind of. I mean, the dinosaurs and stuff were like a claymation type.
Stop motion. Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah.
Another.
I like the sleeve stacks that were in that.
The sleeve stacks are awesome.
Yeah.
Those were awesome. As a kid, I thought they were the
They were
crap.
scary. I mean,
I loved it. I loved
you
that
saw
show.
them and you were like, oh,
Yeah.
Loved it.
So I'd like to have an action figure of a sleeve stack. So that would have been kind of.
Yeah.
Put him up next to what is it, a Gorn?
Yeah.
Pretty close,
Yeah, that's who it reminded me of was the Gorge. Yeah.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they'll relaunch those in 6-inch scale and articulate. That'd be good.
Yeah.
One guy had a Listen and Fun tripwire on the card, beautiful condition. Had the cassette and everything still carded and all that. I think he was asking $1,400 for it. And in that same room, a couple of other things that I thought was real interesting. Number one, they had the big MASH play set with the swamp in the mess hall and all that. And I was going to ask him how much he wanted on it, but I got sidetracked and I forgot. But right behind it, he had a boxed. Jared had mentioned the centaurs earlier. There was like a mountain. And it had one of the puppets. I think one of the puppets was a spider that would come out of the mountain. Yeah. But it was a huge play set. The thing was probably that. The box, I know, was this tall. I don't know if it was sealed up or not. I just asked him. I said, "How much for the play set?" And he said, "I think it was $2,400 is what he was asking on it."
Wow.
But the box looked great, and that's something you just don't see every day.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And he had quite a few odd, interesting things over there, but. That's to me. That's what's fun is going and seeing things that you don't normally see. Oddities and things. Oh, we lost Jared, didn't we?
Yeah, he's coming back.
He's coming back.
The thunder started here, so he probably lost his internet.
He had to recalculate.
Yeah.
The GPS was messed up.
Okay, who's the Toy Miser said the MASH set was only 65, but wasn't complete. So
wow,
I would have
cheaper.
Yeah,
still a good price.
Yeah, I probably would have bought it if I'd known that. Of course, it depends on what it was missing. I don't know how hard it would be to complete it, but I just thought it was neat.
Who made that? Gloob? Was it Gloob that made that line? Or
I believe. Nancy looked it up for us last time, and I never forgot what she said.
It was one or the other, wasn't it? It was either LJN or Gloob that made that. They had no face paint. There was no paint apps at all on the face of those figures.
Yeah. I done forgot now who she said that made them.
Can't remember.
I was thinking. Well, I was thinking it was Erdl. Erdl, I believe, is the one.
Oh, Erdl made them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I think it was Erdl.
Yep. That would make sense actually.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Who? Okay, she said it was TriStar.
TriStar.
The movie company? That's owned by Sony right there.
They probably weren't back then though.
Well, yeah. They probably were actually their own company. It was actually TriStar.
Yeah.
Geez, that had to have been somewhere around 1980, right? That they made those toys.
Oh, and another. There was one guy. I don't know if you saw him when you went in the front door into the main room. He was all the way in the corner to the right. Had a bunch of Masters Universe, the vintage classics, and he had a lot of vintage carded She-Ra, Princess of Power. And man, they were some of them. They look like they just come. Well, they did. Some of them just come out. My mind's gone blank. The guy that was there with him, helping him. Me and him, we know each other from the shows and all. Me and him were talking, and he said that he actually bought that collection from this 80-year-old man that collected all kinds of action figure stuff.
You talking about Pixel Dan?
No.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Pixel Dan.
That was Pixel Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was.
Yeah, Pixel Dan had all the master stuff. Yeah, he had.
What's his name, Nancy? The guy that was helped Greg. What? Alex. Yeah. Alex. He's the guy that saw Harrison Ford at the Knoxville airport that time. Yeah. He did. He was sitting there at the airport, looked over in the car next to him, and there was Harrison Ford sitting in the car next to him.
Nice.
Harrison Ford's wife's from Knoxville.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that Callista Flockhart.
Flockhart,
yeah.
But so anyway, he was telling me that he bought them, and he said he literally had cases of carded She-Ra figures that never been opened. The case has never been opened.
Yeah, he had
and you can tell
Swiftwind too.
What's that?
The unboxed Swiftwind.
Yeah, that was nice.
I think
he never opened. Was it $2,400? What he had on that?
$2,400 for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah. It was, but the box. I mean, you could tell it looked like it just come off the assembly line.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you could tell the age to it, but it was.
Oh,
it
sure,
was
yeah.
fantastic.
Oh yeah, I mean, but still, I mean, hadn't seen the light of day. I
No.
mean, if it's still in the case or a box or whatever, never been,
It
never
was still in
touched
the
by
box,
human hands or whatever.
It was fantastic.
Thank you, Miser and Nancy, for correcting my 1980. It was 82 that those came out. Geez, the show ended in 84. That's kind of funny.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you for that, both of you. I will share one thing. As a kid, and it was funny because I talked to my wife about the Shogun Warriors, and there were 2 full sets of them there at the show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I had those as a kid. And I remember I tell that story and everybody goes, well, you really weren't that poor as a kid if you had those. They had that set of original boxes that was there with the original price tags on them. And I took a picture of it. $11.88 for a Shogun Warrior. And what was it, 77? And I had them all, but they were really cheesy toys. I mean, they were really bad. Except for the Godzilla and the Rodan that they released. Those were more expensive than the regular Shogun Warriors. There were 2 Godzillas there, one with a box and one without. The one with the box, he was asking $1,000 for. The other one was, what did he say, 400, no box. And I got to tell you, I had one when I was a kid, and my boy was asking me over, what was your favorite? Was that your favorite toy? Was that your favorite toy? And I said it was a toss up between that and my original Falcon from 78, 79.
78, yeah.
That Godzilla, I slept with that Godzilla. I loved that Godzilla so much as a kid. I slept with that stupid hunk of plastic. And I tried. We stood there forever. I just wanted the guy to take it out of the case so I could pick it up and hug it one last, and then put it back. But I could not. That guy was so swamped and busy that it's just like, I'm not going to bug him that much for something I'm not going to buy. But It was cool, actually. You see pictures of stuff like that every once in a while. And Total Nostalgia said that they had one here not too long ago. But I haven't actually seen one in person in, oh, Lord, I don't know how many years it's been. But no, it was that was that was one of my major highlights for the show, to see that Shogun Warriors Godzilla, two of them actually, but didn't buy either one of them. I certainly wasn't going to pay $1,000 for one with a box. But, and the Rodan you never see. You will, I don't know as you'll ever see one. They were ridiculously rare. But yeah, no, that was a cool thing to see. Like I said, seeing it, I wanted to just take it out and hold it one more time, and then just politely put it back and walk away.
You can't put a price on those feelings or those memories. I mean, that's just you can't do that. I mean,
right?
Because
you can't, but I bet his wife can. I know Nancy can. She don't have no problem putting a price on stuff.
For real.
Most of her costs are hiking.
Yeah. You see, I got my big lob with me. I won't, after she found out how much he was going for, I don't let him out of my sight now because I'm
afraid. Took him to the toy show in his backpack.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd take it to the toy show. I know she was going hiking, but just in case she circled back to the house.
Yeah.
Just in case she
taking no
back on you,
right? You better find your lockbox and bury it in the ground on the backyard.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's a lot of $5 biggie bags, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big time. So you guys got anything else you want to show off?
Yeah, I got my things. A few of my things I picked up here. I bought mostly from the guy from Ohio because he had a great deal on his stuff.
Yep.
And everything was complete. And I picked up a tow booth.
Nice.
Finished tow booth with a sledgehammer for my bridge layer.
I'm jealous of that, by the way. Yeah.
And yeah, he is in mint condition, man.
Nice.
I mean, his stuff was fantastic. We go back and I see him again, I will, and he cut me a great deal. I had like $140 worth of stuff with him, and he only charged me $110.
Oh, nice.
So, I got that tow booth from him. I got my sci-fi is in bad shape, so I picked up another sci-fi from him, complete.
Nice.
But yeah,
I remember having him, you know, back in the day.
He was the original Neon.
Yes,
You
right.
guys know,
Yeah.
he was the original Neon character. I picked up a repeater. I actually have part of him. I don't know where the other part of him is. I have his upper body and his lower body is somewhere. Probably in a hole somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
Now I have a junkyard, mutton junkyard. I picked up this one here, and it's the brown belly.
Oh, cool.
So he's mint, everything. The only thing is I didn't have any of the accessories for him. And for $15 for this and all the accessories, I couldn't pass that up.
Right.
That's good. That's
I
pretty
mean,
good.
it was going to cost me more than that just to get the mask, the billy club, and the machine gun.
Right. Yeah.
And helmet.
Accessories, it's always the accessories that cost more than the figure does. All right.
And then
Oh, yeah.
I also picked up a water moccasin,
Yep.
and it is complete.
Nice.
But stupid me broke the control arm for the rear fins trying to put it on this morning.
Uh-huh.
And so now I'm going to be finding one of those.
Oh.
But then he didn't have a copperhead anywhere, so I was panicking. I wanted one to go with it. So I looked around, found one for $70, and I just wasn't going to pay $70 for it. And then when we found out there was another room past the restaurant, we moseyed over that way, and I looked down in a box, told John, I said, I got to find one. So I got to find one. So I looked down in the box, and lo and behold, here is a beautiful,
Nice.
absolutely beautiful copperhead for $20.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get it out of the box fast enough.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this guy is, y'all know, he always,
Only knocked 3 kids down to get to it.
it was 4.
Three?
Oh, 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boy.
Well, the fourth one was so small you couldn't even see him, John.
That was probably one stuck on his shoe, I guess.
You guys know how his gloves always get paint rubs?
Scuffed up. Yeah.
Absolutely no paint rubs on this guy at all.
Nice.
They didn't put nobody tried to put a weapon in his hand, I guess.
No, don't do that.
No.
But yeah, he's fantastic. And isn't there a variant of this guy?
Yes. There's one that's all dark green. His gloves, his
gloves are
all
dark green.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice.
He was color coordinated that day.
oh yeah. So I got that, and I got a lot of other things, but the thing I'm happiest about is this hat. My good friend John and Nancy got it for me and give it to me as a gift, and man, it was fantastic.
Nice.
I told my wife when we left, I said, if I don't buy anything, I'm gonna buy a hat, a G.I. Joe hat at that show. And I didn't have to because they hooked me right up.
Nice.
Great people.
Yep.
But yeah, I got a few other things, but you know, and one thing also Nancy got me. This giant gig.
That was worth the trip right there,
It
right?
was, I mean, really, it was fantastic. But I had mentioned how I love Reese eggs,
Yeah.
and you know, she bought me this big one, and I'm waiting to open it.
It sure would have been nice if you'd have brought that to the toy show with you.
Oh yeah, because we didn't have any food.
Yeah, all right.
We were starving to death. And then after Jared told us not to eat at the restaurant because it was disgusting, waiting for that long ride home.
They tried to serve them raw cow.
Yeah, you don't want to eat cow that's still moving.
No.
But yeah,
I beg to differ. That's how I like my cows.
I always like that, but in a hamburger form, no, I can't do it.
My grandfather used to say, knock the head, the hide, and the hair off of it and throw it on a plate because he would eat it just about raw.
Just drag it across the grill and back over, and I'm ready for mine.
Yeah.
I like it to be heated, doesn't that?
Right. A little beyond room temperature.
This one was about heated. It was heated with just barely a touch of brown outside, and the blood all blood. So yeah, probably been something you'd love then. So
Yeah, there's a very inappropriate joke in my head
Yeah.
for all that, so I won't share.
Oh, I find that very hard to believe.
Somebody
Yeah,
mute this real quick.
after we left the show, I made Shane and John wait a little while to eat. You know, I was trying to
A
build
little while.
After we left the show, hey, when we left my house at 8 o'clock that morning, Philip said, "Wendy's a little hungry. We're going to stop and get her some breakfast." So I said, "Okay," because I wasn't hungry when we first got up and eat. So I said, "Well, I'll just grab me something when Wendy gets something." We didn't stop until we got to Atlanta before we finally stopped at a sun.
2 hours later.
2 hours later.
Well,
Wendy
I
was
heard you really.
I'm not
I thought
even
it was
sure she was still
Cartersville.
conscious when we pulled in. I think she'd already passed out. And then when we leave, and then that's when the Chinese spy balloon flew over and messed up Philip's GPS because it had us way off base.
Ours did the same thing.
I mean, then Shane tries to help. You know, he's like, "Hey, it says go down here and make a U-turn," and then his phone said, "Make a right," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, what?"
We get to the red light to make the U-turn. We're in the left-hand lane, and it says, "Take a right." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
We're
Good
supposed to
luck
get
with
left for a
that.
U-turn.
Yeah, I heard
It
that
was-
Phil showed his manlyhood and not asked for directions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Living
I was
that stereotype
the
life,
typical
huh?
man.
Well,
Yeah,
The thing
I
in
know where
Atlanta
I'm
is
going.
That's the last thing I heard him say. I know exactly
thing-
where we're going.
the
2 hours
thing,
later,
the thing in Atlanta is you can't stop and ask for directions. You try to pull up and ask somebody, "Hey, where's Peachtree Street?" They're just going to laugh at you because
It was a
there's
scenic route, wasn't it, Phil?
there's over 70 streets in Atlanta with Peachtree in the name.
Right.
Yeah, we actually looked. Yeah, he actually looked it up. How many streets had Peach in the name? You know,
Peachtree.
Yeah,
Peachtree.
I
Over
used to have
70.
managers meeting at Peachtree Center there, so yeah, I know what it's like getting through there.
So then after walking around doing all looking, we were famished. I mean, I was starving. I thought, man, all I got was a small tater tot. I thought, well, we done waited until we got to Atlanta to eat breakfast. I'm probably good for a little while. And we leave, heading to Second Chance Toys, and Philip said, "We'll just grab something real quick." We drive by and keep going by. We see Taco Bell, McDonald's, and all this go by. We're like, okay, we're going to stop. We stopped at a Target and got excited. Shane, I thought he was going to jump out. He saw a Target, got excited. He said, they got a concession stand in there. But Philip just kept on going, and was looking at her. And he said, "How about Wendy's?" And we said, "Yeah." So then he whoops over, and he realizes he can't make a turn because we was about to go in on two wheels. We was all starting to brace and get ready. And so then we had to circle around and come in from the backside and get up there. And of course, then they're closed. They're only drive-through only.
The dining room was closed. Just the drive-through was open.
So I know what happened was because Philip spent all his money on that Razor Crest he bought, and he was trying to feed us. He was trying to feed us all a $5 biggie bag and split it by 4 people. That's why he passed up all.
I ain't never gonna live that down. Ain't never gonna live it down.
it was hilarious though because he said, "We're gonna stop at this Wendy's," and I'm like,
he said that. He said, "Listen," he said, "How about Wendy's?" And this is like a three lane road. We're in the far left lane, and we're only about 50 yards from the turn, and I'm sitting there thinking, I don't believe we're going to stop at this Wendy's. And by the August, he whipped it over all in 3 lanes and got over, and I was getting ready to hang on because I thought we were going to come in on 2 wheels.
I can drive Atlanta just like the other people do. So anyway, we went to Five Guys. Instead since Wendy's dining room wasn't open. So we went to Five Guys and I told them to make sure they ate plenty because we weren't stopping nowhere else on the way.
Yeah, we figured that.
John quartered up his hamburger for the ride home just in case we didn't make it.
Yeah. The moral of the story is make sure you take a snack bag with you if you go to the Toylanta.
Yeah, and make sure you don't rely on the A.T.M. at any toy show.
Yeah, for real.
They're cleaned out before you get to it.
Or the GPS to get there.
That would ours did the exact same thing. We had 2 phones and they were both telling us something completely different. Neither one of them were right. On top of that,
I think John's right. It's probably one of them Chinese spy balloons was trying to tell us which way to go.
Terrible.
We'd have an accident,
You know, that'll get you in a mess. So you get into a city like Atlanta, you'll get in a mess
yeah.
quick.
Oh yeah.
So that was not a good thing. So
And the GPS says make a U-turn when safe.
Yeah.
That tells you
when
something
safe,
right
yeah.
there. When safe,
You're not
Yeah.
safe until you leave Atlanta.
It ain't never safe.
no,
We had to go. That means we had to went back to Cartersville to make our U-turn because you're not safe
Yeah.
when you're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm an old truck driver. My GPS says make a U-turn. Hey, everybody, watch this.
Jackknife.
Oh man.
But I'm gonna try to find this guy that I got these. John, you wouldn't happen. We'd talk about that, but get his maybe an email or something from him because I would really like to give him a lot more business. Because
Oh yeah. He
his
usually
figures
does both the shows.
are fantastic.
I would imagine he's probably set up at Joe Fest too. He sets up at the Kentucky shows.
I saw they announced Sergeant Slaughter for Joe Fest today.
Yes, I saw that this afternoon too. Yep, he's going to be there at Joe Fest. So
I'm definitely would like for us to all try to make that. Rick,
Is that the one in Augusta?
yeah,
yes,
Oh, okay. I may not make that one. I don't know.
but that,
yeah,
there's
and that's
gonna
a Joe show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all Joe.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I think
they
we're
don't know
going to be moving it to the facility we was at this time.
Yeah.
Ain't that what they said?
That's what I'm hearing.
That's the rumor.
Yeah.
I hope maybe that's false. I hope maybe they'll get another venue for it because
I didn't like that venue. I hadn't been there before. It seemed like, geez, you thought, well, okay, now I can turn around. It's like, nope, you got to go to the other end of the building, and there's 3 more rooms up there, and it was too much. And the main room was blistering hot by about 11 o'clock that morning.
Oh, yeah.
It was just way too much.
Wendy was like, I got to step outside. And she said, well, it's cooler out in the hallway. So she went into the hallway for a few minutes and then came back in.
Yeah, my wife felt terrible because Wendy was there 1 minute and then gone the next because it was just.
It was.
Yeah.
So next time we'll have some more time together, I guess, no doubt. So.
Well, I shared all my pictures on Facebook, so I guess most of y'all saw everything I picked up. Of course, the big thing I got was the Razor Crest. Wasn't planning on buying that. My wife told me she kind of said I could buy it if I wanted to. And if you give me open range, I'm liable to use it. So I picked up the HasLab Razor Crest, and that's probably going to be my prize piece. Since for one, it costs the most, but I probably would never get something like that ever again. And she gave me the opportunity to get it, so I've thanked her countless times. I cooked her breakfast this morning, so I made sure she ate. So I did good.
You better cook a lot more than breakfast.
Oh, yeah. I do all the time. I do. But anyway, I went to Mountaintop this morning. She wanted to go to Mountaintop, and it was packed. I mean, there was a lot of people. It was about as crowded as the toy show. I mean, you couldn't hardly walk around without bumping into somebody. I mean, that's the busiest I've seen it in a long time. So anyway, I picked up a few things up there. I went to there's a guy named Kip. He has a toys and comics he's got like a little metal building. He's got all his stuff in. It's a little dirty, but he's trying to get it organized and stuff, but he's got some nice stuff in there.
He's in the group.
You what now?
He is a member in our group also.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if he was or not, but yeah. If he is. Anyway, I picked up a few things. There's some older Star Wars stuff, but I picked up this Leia with the blaster gun from Jabba's sail barge. Yeah. And I didn't even realize they had done this. I thought this was, that was pretty cool. So she's got a real cloth, I guess you'd call it a dress, covering, whatever. But I thought that was pretty neat. I got that. Then I got all 5 of the Shadows of the Empire figures.
Yeah, Prince Shizo.
Yeah.
I think maybe I'm mistaken, but that layout you just showed with the cannon.
Yeah.
I think that cannon will fit on that HasLab sail barge.
Really?
I believe so.
You trying to get me to buy that sail barge, John?
Yeah, you did that sail barge. Yeah.
I don't want to be
good luck finding one of them because those things are really rare.
I always pronounce this wrong, probably, but is it Bausch or Boosh?
Boosh.
Boosh.
Okay, Leia in a
Boosh.
Boosh outfit, and then Luke in the Crimson Guard outfit,
Yep.
and then
You
Dash
don't.
Radar.
You didn't see the director cut
Director
when
cut.
when you know when she pulled out the thermal detonator and then Jabba agreed to her terms. She said, "Boosh." You missed that part. You missed that part.
No, I must have missed that one. I didn't see that one. That must have been a deleted scene or something.
It's on the special edition disc.
Then I
Yeah.
found this is from Attack of the Clones. I thought this was really cool, and this is called
Droid Fighter. The droid fighter.
Well, it's called macro guard or shoot, I don't forgot the name of it. But anyway, it's missing thrusters. There's a thruster that goes back here and back here, and I think there's a little thing that goes back on top of this because there's a hole right here where it looks like something goes in there, and then it's got the missiles are missing. You got a missile that goes in right here on the end. Missile goes in there. There's a button for it right here on the side. There's a little button. And then the same thing over here on this side. It's got a missile that goes in there, and there's a button there. But anyway, and the canopy was in good shape. It's not missing or anything. It's from Attack of the Clones, but I just thought it was a really cool looking ship. I picked that up.
Cool.
That's what I got this morning. Of course, all the stuff I got at the show, I picked up. I finally got one of my Grail pieces, the vintage rock and roll.
Yep.
And,
Nice.
He's got the bipod and everything. I haven't even taken him out of the baggie. I'm scared to death we'll break him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't, like we told you, don't put that gun in his hand.
Don't put it in his hand. And John said don't put him on a stand either. So,
No.
I'm not going to do that. But
You will cry
what I
out both ways.
I actually put him to bed. I showed y'all the vintage case, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
From last time. Well, he's in there taking a nap.
There you go.
Yeah, there he is.
Waiting for his O-ring to snap.
But that's what I got today. And then, of course, like I said, I showed you pictures of everything else I got.
Yep.
Y'all ever come across a vintage Tauntaun saddle?
Saddle.
I need one because I got one. The solid belly Tauntaun come with the saddle.
Yep.
And this is the open belly Tauntaun, and he's missing the saddle, but he's got the reins, but he's just missing the saddle. So, y'all come across one, let me know, and we'll work something out. I'm happy with everything I got. I really enjoyed the show, and I'm glad y'all got to.
The little Tauntaun smell bad on the outside.
Do I now?
Right.
Oh yeah. Well, the
Only when you cut him open.
His belly's kind of yellowed, so maybe that's where his gut spilled out. So he might stink a little bit.
I got to, I'll tell you this story. When they were going to make that cut belly Tauntaun, there was an ad on the back of the inside of the back cover of Fangora magazine that you could buy direct from Kenner. And I had saved up enough money to order that cut belly Tauntaun. So I had my mother, do all the mail in the check and everything else and blah blah. And I waited, and finally, kept the ad. Still had the magazine just with the corner order sheet cut out of it. So my mother started writing letters saying, we paid for this and never got it. Paid for this, never. She got to run around over and over and over again. We never did get my money back, and we never did get that Tauntaun from Kenner.
Really? Oh,
Yep.
that's
Nope, never. I'd never had one as a kid because, like I said, I saved all my pennies and I ordered it, but I never got it, and we never got our money back either.
Wow.
Well, bad experience.
Well, I think everybody's probably got one of those somewhere, but I remember that. It was, like I said, Fangora magazine. The only reason I even had that magazine is to get that stupid the clipping out of the corner that you'd fill out and send your check in, and they'd send you your stuff, But no, I never got one, and we never got that money back either. I think it was like $9.95, some foolish thing, you know. That was
Yeah.
shipping and all to get it back to us, but never got it and never got the money back.
How much were the Tauntauns when they first came out? Were they like $4.99 or something like that?
Yeah, the regular ones are only $5, $6 maybe. That one, like I said, where it was shipped, I think it was $9.99, $9.95 or something.
Yeah, well, but with shipping though, that back then shipping wasn't as much as it is now.
Oh no, it was it was expensive. You could buy the Falcon for $25.
Oh yeah,
if you could find one.
Right.
So that gives you an idea. It wasn't cheap by any means, but it's the way it goes. But oh wow!
Yeah, I completed my monsters too. I got the Invisible Man. Let's see if we can see.
Where's he at?
The NECA. Yeah, he's there. I promise he's there.
Yeah,
mine's
sure?
right here.
Mine's right here. This is the variant. He's worth a lot of money.
Yeah. He's got a different hat on, right? And then
I'll put him in a bag. I'll put this guy in a bag and I'll sell him to you, Phil. $300.
A little pricey, Dave. Then I picked up a black and white Dracula.
Nice.
Dracula. So I completed all the classic monsters, and I know they just released the creature from the Black Lagoon. So
He just died recently. Did you guys see that?
Uh-uh.
The actor. He lived down in Florida his whole life.
Really?
The actor that played the creature. He was the last one of the Universal monsters. He was like 87 or 88 years old. He just recently passed.
He must have been young then when he played the creature.
He was he was only like 16 or 17. Somebody said
okay.
They found him at one of the water shows in Florida. When they went to film, he could hold his breath for like 5 or 6 minutes or some ridiculous thing.
Okay.
That's the only reason he got the part, because he could stay underwater in that suit and not die.
He wasn't a Navy SEAL, was he?
No. He played that part in like 3 or 4 of those movies, and that was the extent of his movie career. But yeah, he just recently passed away here a couple months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Learn something.
You remember the sequel, Revenge of the Creature?
I do, yeah.
You remember who the lab tech was?
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood, yeah.
Yeah.
One of his early roles.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was his first movie role.
Was
I
it
think
still
so,
black?
yeah.
Was it still black and white, or was it?
Oh
color?
yeah.
Oh, it's black and white, yeah. I don't. Did he even have a speak? I think he just had 1 or 2 lines.
Maybe, yeah.
Something, yeah.
I don't
That
remember the
was before
specifics.
his
I
time
remember
on
he was in it.
Rawhide, wasn't it?
What's
That
that?
was
Before that.
was before his time on Rawhide, I believe.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I think Dave's right. I think that was his first.
I think it was.
film
That had to have been like 57 or 58 or something. So when that movie came out.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Hey Nancy, Google that.
Google that first, Nancy.
It's a competition between you and Miser. Who comes up with the answer first?
Hey, that's what you need to do each week is give somebody a question about some obscure thing and see if you can look it up the fastest.
Yeah, whoever's got the fastest internet now.
Toy Miser said, "Are there many toy dealers at Mountaintop? I hadn't been there in many years."
There's just the Kip, the guy that does it's called Kip's Toys and Comics. He's the only one that's like a regular. He's got like a metal shed. It's kind of like a metal building, but it's only I think it's like a 10 by 20 maybe. And he's got lots of stuff. I mean, stuff in boxes, and a lot of it's not even sorted yet. He's still working on a lot of it, but he's the only one that's there like on a regular basis. I didn't really see any others like on the aisles or anything. But every now and then you'll come across somebody that's just cleaning out the kid's closet or the attic or whatever. You might come across something, but he's the only one that's there. Like
I like those attic finds.
Do I know?
I like those attic finds.
Oh yeah. It's nice when you come across something like that and people don't really know what it is, or they may know what it is, but they're just like, I just want to get rid of it. I don't care. Give me $5 for it. And I'll be like, yeah, okay, great. So yeah, those are the kind of things I like finding.
I remember as a kid because I just started collecting G.I. Joe. I got the Mobat. And I think it was probably about 84, I guess. Going to Mountaintop up close to the top, up on the hill. I remember there was a guy that always had a box of G.I. Joes. They were loose, with no accessories be out $1 a piece. And back then they were what, $2.50 at Walmart.
Yeah, right.
And I got a lot of the ones that I missed, from him. I remember getting a HISS driver because I never, as a kid, I didn't get the HISS tank. And so the HISS driver was when I was missing as a kid. I didn't care if it had accessories or not. I just wanted all the characters because they told me collect them all, so I had to, right? That's a scheme right there.
Now, John,
that was a genius.
Jump off a bridge. Would you do that?
Yeah, I mean, they tell you collect them all, and you like as a kid, you're sitting there thinking, I've got all these. So, but I don't know. Every time we'd go, I'd pick up 2 or 3 G.I. Joes from him, and I started filling in my holes there in my collection. But, and I don't know whatever happened to the guy. I think, a few years went by and I went up there and he was gone. He wasn't there no more, and I never seen him again. So
he must have sold all his G.I. Joes.
I guess so.
To go back on something, since Phil showed his red case again, if y'all remember right, I was talking about I had a blue case.
Oh, yes.
And it was like I was wrong about what it was. I'll share a picture. It's that.
Yeah.
A little bit different.
Generic Hot Wheels case. There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Inside, so
Hey,
it does have some Star Wars and G.I. Joe stuff people in it, but
That's some
yeah.
corpse in there.
That's a turtleneck Bespin Leia in there.
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a giant revolver.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah, she
packing
don't play
that.
around. That's that old school feminism right there. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that one fits on that sales badge too.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was G.I. Joe case, but yeah.
I'm
it's
digging
sure.
I'm digging the Green Army, man.
Hey, that hose you got in the middle there.
That what?
That hose right there, right in the middle. That black.
That's a
hose.
gaffy stick.
Is that what that is?
I think so.
I don't
No,
know. That kind of
it's
looks
something.
like
It connects to something. It's
that looks like an antenna or a roll bar or something that goes on a vehicle.
It looks kind of like one of the hoses that goes to the GoBots headquarters. That's why.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
It does, yeah.
It may be.
Man,
If it is and you want to get rid of it, let me know.
You got way too much stuff rattling in your head, John.
I don't
I
know.
was looking at them because of the one Shane found for me. It was missing those 2 hoses, and I've been looking at them on eBay. That's why I thought it looked. I said that kind of looks like them. So
That Emperor, he's packing too, isn't he? He's got a
What?
What is that? Yeah,
Yep.
he's got him.
hey,
Good
over
Lord, I
there,
just saw that
that's
big
a,
revolver. That big revolver next to Leia right there. That's
That's what I was. Yeah, it's a good size.
It's one of them that fired. That's what that is.
like a cap gun.
Cap gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the little guy in the orange. That's Jason the Wheeled Warriors figure there, I believe.
Yeah, World Warrior guy.
Here.
Yeah, that one there.
Oh, one of those little ones. Yeah.
That guy's missing a leg right there.
He's a disabled veteran. Don't give him a hard time.
I was gonna say, he was hitting on Leia, and that's the last time that revolver was fired.
She's got his leg off.
Hey, Phil, that's what your rock and roll will look like. I'm trying to put him on stand.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'll have to get him some
Exactly.
I got little pieces like this. There's an antenna that it's just all kind of crap in there. I have no idea. Apparently, there's
Little
crossbow. Yeah, helmets for somebody. Maybe these guys.
Those kind of look like helmets that go with like Breaker or Rock and Roll or somebody like that. Some of the the 82 versions. Joe.
Like I said, and little bitty fitting things like here.
Yeah, right.
That's a Lego piece.
Yep.
That's actually a Lego piece right there next to the Emperor's head.
Well, like I said, it's just
that's a reuse at the very end, at the top
reuse.
right.
Yep.
what here.
Yeah, that's reuse. Yeah.
Yeah,
What the Toxo Vipers look like without their helmets.
it was full of anything but G.I. Joes. Yeah.
Is that a Lady
Anyways.
J? Is that a Lady J in that bottom second compartment?
Lady J.
Yeah,
right
unless she developed some kind of hormonal thing. I don't.
Well, it's 2023. Maybe she identifies. So,
She's a they or a them.
yeah, definitely
Oh,
a they
okay, I
them
see it
box.
now. Yeah, she got a little goatee going on.
Yeah.
I don't even know what these are. Are they like lanyards or something?
Yeah, lanyards or corpse one, probably.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
for some reason, they lost a lot of their left legs there because that was missing and that one's missing. And
You know, they could be.
They
You
kept
remember
hitting
the
on Leia.
A-Team figures?
Oh yeah.
You know,
I have them. I
they
have
done
them, but they're separate. So.
But they done a 4-pack of the bad guys for the A-Team also.
Oh well,
And I wonder if maybe that's what those are.
I don't know.
You got the classic army men in there too, the old green plastic army.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
A
you
bunch
kind
of
of
them.
had to have them. So yeah, but yeah. Like I said, that it wasn't full of Joes. This is actually a little shotgun, actually with trigger clips, but the stock's gone. So I don't know.
There you go.
Bunch of old stuff. But yeah, it was full of that, not Jaguars.
They actually had some of those red GI Joe cases like the one I've got. I saw some at the show.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were asking for them, but I did see.
They're
some.
usually $25-$30.
That's
Yeah.
what I paid for mine. Was about
Yeah.
25, I think. What I paid for mine.
That's usually what they run.
Yeah.
And then you got the original, the first black little case that come out with the original 13, and it's about $40 for one of those. And it's hard plastic.
So just to show you how bad peer pressure is, I was bidding on a breaker version, 82 breaker complete on eBay, and nobody had bid. Nobody was bidding on them except me. He was $10, and I think $4 shipping. Right. 1 minute to go, somebody drops in $20.50, and I had my high bid was $20, so I lost it right at the end. But I was going to have an
Call that
82.
sniping.
Sniping. Yep.
Been
I'm
doing
very
it.
good at that on eBay.
So
Doing it since the beginning of time on
I
eBay.
decided I was gonna fill the case up with the vintage, the 82 or 83 version Joes in the case. I'm gonna put them all in the case, to have a whole collection in there.
I got all of them except for I don't think any of them except Scarlet has thumbs.
Yeah, they're always gets broke.
I'm gonna tell you. You're talking about eBay, and this may be off subject, but here's the problem I have. I mean, I know that's kind of people's thrown out price guides, and they look at sold items on eBay.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact because y'all have seen it, where the same figure gets relisted again after it's sold.
Yeah.
And I really think a lot of times they have dummy accounts or their friends bid on it to drive the price up.
Yep.
So then you're inflating the price, and then people doing shows are going to use that same price, and I think I wonder if that's not why we're seeing an increase in a lot of these prices.
That's exactly why I think. I mean, I honestly agree with it. I agree with that. People.
I think they call that shield bidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually personally know sellers that do that exact thing.
Yeah.
We need to change. We need to add that to the shirt.
Yeah.
Add that to the logo, to the slogan.
Yeah.
Neutralizing scalpers and whatever you want to call them people.
That's why when I would do shows, I would kind of look at an average price of sold items on eBay, and then I'd knock off 20%.
Right.
Well,
it's got to be inflated at least by that much.
Exactly.
Cobra Commander will give us a good name to call them in his interview.
Okay. How long is the interview? Or do we need to?
I had him for about 10 minutes before it went off the rails.
Well, do we want to do it now and to give us about 20 minutes to talk about it afterwards?
Yeah.
Everybody, I've got to mute everybody because you cannot watch this and not laugh. Okay. And if you laugh, you're going to interrupt it and everything. So everybody's just going to be muted and then start. So just hang on a second. We'll start this. All right, I'm having technical difficulties.
Oh,
So
geez, don't say that.
y'all keep talking while I try to find this thing video.
Uh-oh. You hit the delete button, not the mute button. No, no.
Oh, geez, don't.
no.
Holy cow.
Oh, let me show. While we're waiting, I'll show you one more thing we picked up. Wendy found this at Second Chance. Oh, well, never mind.
You bought a Dave? Wow, it's a life-size Dave.
Wow. Boy, that guy looks like he might be on his 6th chance. I don't know about
This
second
is,
chance.
this is a Jones soda, and it's a GMC motorhome. Wendy found this at Second Chance, but it's actually
cool.
got bottles of soda in this Hot Wheels set, but it's got the GMC motorhome with real riders on it. But it's got our last name on the box. I
Nice.
thought that was pretty neat. But the motorhome is one of my favorite castings of Hot Wheels. I just love that thing for some reason. But
Very nice.
we found that at Second Chance Toys too.
Hey, everybody. Special 10 hunt tonight, and we had to record it because of scheduling stuff. So someone made a promise a while back to actually be a guest, and that's happening tonight. So without further ado, from somewhere in a Terradrome on Cobra Island, we have Cobra Commander himself. So let's see if I can get hooked up with the Televipers and get this going.
Prepare for transmission. Initiating alignment of Cobra satellite.
Good.
Alignment complete.
Nice.
Transmit master code now.
I wonder if I should begin with my back to the camera and then turn suddenly, or will a simple close-up be more dramatic?
Hey, there you are, Cobra Commander.
It is an honor to be here.
And it is for us as well.
Yes, and you should have invited me sooner. I have kept my promise.
Well, you are a man of your word. Thank you very much.
I think we must be going.
Going?
Odd, isn't it, how time flies?
Very odd. Time must be different on Cobra Island than it is here. You just
1 full hour has passed.
come on. It's been less than a minute since you've been on here.
Well, what do you want?
Thank you. I'd like to talk about what we're all about here, and that is G.I. Joe toys. And Cobra is a big part of that.
I like that.
I thought maybe that you would. We focus mostly on the classified series.
And that is why you still live.
Yeah, it's a part of our lives, but I'm not sure our lives depend on it. So a little intense there, Commander. Could you tone it down a little bit?
Surely you mean we.
Okay, sure. We will tone it down a bit. How's that?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, back to the classified series. Do you collect them?
11. I got 11.
That's fantastic, Commander. You have 11. Did you get Sergeant Slaughter last year?
I have him.
Awesome. So you didn't mind the price?
What price?
Okay, then. I wish I could. Sometime I'll have to show you my humble little collection.
What hysterical idiocy is this?
What do you mean?
What a revolting display.
How do you know? You haven't even seen it. Maybe you'd like to take a minute and go over to your quarters there in the Terradrome and show everybody your huge collection of 11.
Out of the question.
Yeah, kind of what I thought. Well, fine. We'll keep moving here. We have a time limit that we've got to stick to here.
I am aware.
I thank you for your attentiveness, Commander. I appreciate that. Let's get back on track. Everyone here, myself included, have a real soft spot for the original line from the Real American Hero line from the 80s.
How sweet.
Well, Yeah, I mean it holds a special place for us.
Does it indeed?
What's with the sarcasm, Commander?
Sickening sentimental drivel.
Why is that? It was a great line, and Classified's still going strong.
Naturally, I made it, didn't I?
You made it. That's pretty funny.
What's so funny?
I was under the impression that Hasbro made it.
What did you say?
I said, no, wait a second.
Yes, and I anticipated that possibility.
Okay, we lost him. He's talking to the help, I guess, here.
Surely you'll jest.
No, okay, we're getting one side of it.
Let's do this quickly. I want the officer in charge of communications maintenance disciplined at once.
Oh, jeez. Okay, let's see.
You are beginning to try my patience.
All right, kind of coming off the rails over there now.
Oh,
Let's see.
really?
Let's see. Oh,
This will change your mind.
pulling pistols on his help now. This is not good.
Don't be such a crybaby.
What a class act, huh?
Good. I forgive you.
Well, at least he forgave him. Nobody got shot. That's pretty good. And can you hear us again? We've got your camera back up, Cobra Commander. Can you hear us again?
Your friends will soon join you.
What is that supposed to mean?
It's so aggressive. I'm still open to negotiation.
Negotiation for what? What exactly is your game here, Cobra Commander?
My game is to make you and all your friends suffer.
Well, your performance here has pretty well done that today.
That will stop this instant.
Yeah, I agree, Commander. That was out of line on my part. I will not let that happen again. I got a few other questions for you. Let's just get back on track. But you got to tone it down.
I'm sorry about that.
It's more than fine, Commander. Thank you. What's your opinion of toy scalpers? How's that?
Perfect imitations of human beings.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I've got one around Trustville that I've got troubles with.
That runaway pile of putrid protoplasm is your problem, not mine.
Well, thanks for offering some help with that. I appreciate the sympathy. You mentioned my friends a minute ago. I'd like them to be able to join in to possibly ask you a question or two.
Who are these people?
Well, our founder, Shane. Do you know him?
Know him? Yes, you swine.
Okay, let's try keeping it civil here. How about G.I. John Maddox? Do you know him at all?
That man has the constitution of a vending machine.
He does. He was with us yesterday at Toylanta, and after being sick for a week, he did great. So yeah, that's a pretty good description of him. How about our creative head, Rick Pruitt? Know him at all?
He is well worth his price.
What does that even mean, Cobra Commander?
Funny how you never know who your friends are, isn't it?
I'm sure that's very true in the world that you live in.
This fiasco has gone on long enough.
You know what? I actually agree. Our little experiment here has been a complete disaster.
As of now, your little experiment is deader than disco. Deader than disco. I like that. I could have been a great stand-up comedian.
Instead of a failed used car salesman or the inventor of that stupid pyramid scheme there, or should I say scam. What did you name that mess again?
The Pyramid of Darkness.
Yes, the Pyramid of Darkness. You should have called it the Pyramid of Dorkness.
I hate this job.
You ought to hate your job. You fail at everything you try.
Oh, sure, that's it, baby.
Yeah, that's kind of the way leadership works, buddy. It's all on you. All right, look, we kind of lost it here, so let's end on one last question, and it's an odd one, so just bear with me. Cobra Commander, the rumor is that you are actually a sleeper agent for an ancient reptile race whose goal is to annihilate the human race. Is that true?
What? Oh, yes. Very hard. Very hard indeed.
Okay. Well, I guess he's out. Not particularly interested in answering that question, was he? I guess the premise is a little ridiculous, I suppose, but makes you wonder if his rapid exit is telling us something about whether that's true or not. I don't know. Well, back to us.
Fantastic job.
That was ridiculous.
Fantastic interview. Oh, man. Oh, I laughed so hard. I think I pulled a rib like John.
I bet he did that from coughing though, not laughing.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Well,
There, he say that about us.
it was really, that was really good. The first version, which the audio with the commander was too low to hear. Dave couldn't even keep a straight face during that. It is so freaking more funny. I mean, that was funny, but the way he's trying his best to be serious and hold back a laugh while he's doing that. And I let my daughter watch it. And she said, "Yeah, that's
we need the director's cut now."
Oh shit!
Deleted scenes.
Deleted scenes. Yeah.
I will tell you that not counting actually going through the DVDs, and I'm only halfway through the DVDs. I haven't even started on the other characters yet. I have them noted in the notebooks that I have, but I haven't even begun to start recording all of that stuff. I'm only about halfway through the DVDs. It was 2 weeks of going through. It takes a little over an hour to go through each 20-minute episode to write the quotes and the times. And then Emmett and I sat down. We were recording stuff off of the DVDs for 2 solid days. And then it was another 2 solid days of trying to record and sort and script. And so my daughter, Rachel, was our sound engineer. She got that all figured out. Emmett was doing the puppeteering. So it was, we will be doing more of those at some point in time right off.
That was fantastic. I just have one question. Rick, What was he talking about? What do you and the commander have going on?
I'm not at liberty to.
You're well worth the price, whatever it is.
Classified.
We're supposed to be bros here. Joe knows that, and now I'm learning this Cobra thing.
He's a double agent.
If you're surprised at what I do for a Klondike bar, you'll never want to know.
He's a double agent.
It includes it maybe includes Sasquatch from time to time, and sometimes Jason Voorhees. So
that was fantastic, though.
I appreciate
that. That was pretty good.
You will see. Hopefully, you will see quite a few more of those in the near future. Once we have all the recordings straightened out, we should be able to. We actually should be able to do an interview a week, maybe every 2 weeks. It's going to depend. Some of the characters have a lot more lines than others, so some of it will be a little harder to put together. And I've got a few other ideas and some pretty good stuff. So we will. We'll see how that all pans out, but
you probably wouldn't have a very long conversation with like Bazooka or somebody.
Well, believe it or not, I have a couple of pages of Bazooka quotes.
Oh,
so
okay.
He's actually
longer than.
He's actually going to be pretty funny because you can, you're talking about a character that has 1 and 2 word answers. So you can write a whole world around that. It's pretty easily manipulated. So
yeah. Falcon would be an easy one.
Yeah.
You got how many seasons of Miami Vice you can pull from?
Oh, well, that's true, too. Exactly right. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Or even Globulus. I mean, you can watch the old Batman TV show with all the people.
Oh, can you imagine getting the Rocky, the quotes from Rocky to do?
Oh, yeah.
That would actually be funny. But anyways, yeah. So that's my creative contribution to the. We'll see about 10 huts going forward, and I guess maybe the 10 and 10 hut will be 10 minutes because that one wasn't it, Rick? That one was pretty close to 10 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and there were, believe it or not, there's 51 separate Cobra Commander quotes in that recording. So,
Yeah.
Funny stuff. But no, Rick is right. The first one, I was cracking myself right up. It was very hard to do because I was just cracking it up big time because much more natural reactions, I guess, because it's just, and now that we know we got the technical glitches out, most of them will go that way now. It's
yeah, the first one you really kind of wondered if you was going to make it through it or not.
Boy, you know what? I didn't make it through a couple of them because it just got to be too much. So I mean, oh man, that's a lot of fun. I have to tell you, I'm not bragging. It's a tremendous amount of work, but it is a lot of fun because some of this stuff is just really easy. You watch an episode, and if you're not paying attention to what they're doing, but you're actually just listening to what they're saying, it's actually hilarious, the stuff that these characters say. It's like, wow. Cobra Commander being the number one funny. That is just a funny character. So he was easy. I have not decided yet. Maybe we can get some input for the next one. I am thinking I have most of Snake Eyes interview figured out, but I didn't know. I think we're going to jump to a Joe next time. But I didn't know if everybody wanted to do Duke or wanted to try to do Snake Eyes. Either way, I have still quite a bit of work done. It'll be a while before you see it, but maybe in the comments or something, let us know who you want to see next. Because I'm sticking to the classified figures, if that helps. Thank you, Nancy.
You got me curious about Snake Eyes now.
I got it. I've got this one figured out. He will have a lot of guest appearances. And I was actually picking out some really hilarious sound effects for his episode today, just so that I'd have them.
One of them, crickets chirping, probably.
Emmett found crickets chirping, and I will not say what the rest of them are because that would kind of give away too much. But there's a couple of quotes. There's a couple of quotes from Scarlett that I already have that are just like, that is absolutely no way I can pass that. I cannot let those go without having those. There's just no way. So yeah, let us know in the comments if you liked it or whatever, and we'll figure out who we're going to do next. And we're going to do it. We'll do a Joe next time.
It would make more sense to do Duke. I mean, since he's like, he's the epitome of G.I. Joe. I mean, that's just, he's the, like the leader or whatever you want to call it. But but Snake Eyes is like the popular one. That everybody knows who he is and that kind of thing. So
yeah.
No, he's not interviewing Channing Tatum. He's talking about the other dude. You got Nancy excited. She was looking forward to that.
And that's why, believe it or not, that's why I did pick him up at Toylanta yesterday. So, because believe it or not, I had the original Duke, the first one, and I sold it because I really didn't like it. But I've been waiting to find one of these, and I did find one yesterday. So, and I thought it would be good to stick with the classified figures because there's enough of them, that's for sure. I mean, so Mindbender is going to be a wild one. I can tell you right now, I haven't even begun to go anywhere with him yet, but the stuff that I've recorded of him so far is just like, wow, this one's going to be a trip because that's one ridiculous character. The worst one I will give you, and I'm glad we've got a while before we see the figure, is Hawk. Almost everything that come out of that character's mouth is either specific with a character's name in it, or it's just so overwhelmingly serious. It's just kind of like, I don't know, not sure what to even do with that. So,
I kind of look forward to Serpentor.
Serpentor is going to be funny because it's going to be another one of those ones where he just spends most of the episode yelling at me.
Yeah.
Oh man, it'll be fun. I guarantee you.
I love that. That was really awesome.
So that's we'll be moving ahead with those. We got what 10 minutes left. On a serious note, this is my last podcast for a while. We are scheduled. You guys will be live again, not this Monday, but the next Monday. On the 3rd, I go in for surgery. I've got to be in at 5:30 in the morning that morning. So I will not be back on here for, I'm going to say, at least 3 weeks. So that'll give me some time to hopefully get some more work done on this stuff. And so don't freak out. I didn't leave you guys forever or anything like that. It's just I got to go get healed up, and I won't really be mobile for a while. So you know how that goes. So I wanted to thank you, Rick, very much for getting this straightened out for me, because I really wanted to get this first one done and on tonight before I bow out for a few weeks. So I appreciate that greatly, my friend. So
not as much as and I think all of us did. That's just awesome job.
It was fantastic. I appreciate the work you put into it very much. So we will get this worked out so that we will be able to record them together at some point in time too, so that you'll get a script in advance and you'll be able to interact with the characters. And I guarantee you, because of the reaction, I will not give you the full script. You will not know 100% what's coming at you. So if I can stumble bum you, I'm gonna. So, but again, my daughter Rachel was a huge help. Emmett was a huge help, because I could not, like I said, one laptop, 2 cell phones, multiple microphones, just to get that to work. So
express our gratitude to them as well.
Exactly.
I certainly will. And I don't know. What do we got for 8 minutes? Anything?
Well, we could whistle Dixie or something. I don't know. Anybody know how? I'm a Yankee and Dave's a Yankee, so you Southerners got to take over.
Don't anyone.
Yeah, right. I remember the words, but I can't remember the tune. Right?
Don't want to offend anyone or get us kicked off here.
No,
oh, that's right. We'd have to change our names to the Chicks or something, right, or whatever.
Oh, yeah, right. Boy, that's a blasphemy.
Serious note, man. Our thoughts and prayers. I know that's cliche to say nowadays, but I mean every syllable of it would be with you.
I appreciate that.
Yep, very much so.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Keep us updated.
Oh yeah, I'll be shooting you guys messages and stuff. It's just not, like I said, I'm not gonna hold a phone up over my head and talk, or no one wants to watch me lay in bed, so it's kind of be pretty boring actually.
Even if
videos of his ceiling.
Yeah. So, like I said, let us know in the comments if you liked it, and if that's something. Thank you, Corey. If it's something you want us to continue to do.
Hair.
Yeah, what's up with that, Corey?
We're not getting in that conversation. Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
Corey, do not put that in the comments.
Yeah, we slammed the brakes on that one, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice custom, by the way.
Nice. No, that's that, I guess, right, gentlemen? I guess that's it.
Guys. We can call it
Very
night.
good.
Let's
Y'all had a long weekend.
Yes.
Having all that fun without me. Reminds me of Crimson Guards when people get them without me. And on in front of my face.
Hey, we thought about you at least once. Somebody hollered Rick across the stadium, and you know, we said Rick, and he said, "Oh, you know."
Everybody whipped their heads around. Where's Rick?
Well, I'm going to try to make to this next one. So y'all have to put up with me.
Yep.
I might have to get the date, and I'll probably just request off if I need to. I got annual time, you know. But yeah, I thought I had to work this one, and like I said, I've been off since Tuesday. So, you know, but
If I can, real quick before we get off, I'd like to give a shout out to Mike Seals. He's a toy miser that's been commenting.
Nice.
He's a new member that just joined in February, and he's been active with us, and we appreciate that. Man.
Awesome. Yeah. No, fantastic. Cool. I was wondering who he was. Nice. Yep. Nice.
Does he have a cool song that goes with him? Like Heat Miser and Snow Miser does? Right. He got a Toy Miser?
Yep.
Friends call me Toy Miser. Whatever I touch is usually vintage in my clutch. But it costs too much.
He may want you to record that and send it to him because that was pretty good.
There you go.
See, I can freestyle rap. What's up?
Hard rapper.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. It's one of my many skills.
Sasquatch.
Good night,
and
you
on
guys.
that hairy note.
Good night, guys.